Welcome back, brothers and sisters. I am Braden. This is Langley Outdoors Academy, and thank you for stopping by. Alright, guys, what we're going to talk about on this episode of the Bullet Points is the media may have figured something out. You know, I could have saved them a lot of time if they were watching this channel, but they're figuring out that the Bruen decision is actually going to unravel their entire gun control kingdom that they've built and toiled for the past 20 years. Everything in here is linked in the description box below, but it's fascinating to see a myriad of left-wing sources all hit the exact same realization at the exact same time in 4 different articles and different outlets, and that's what I'm going to show you right now, and look at the scurrying as the lights came on, if you know what I'm saying. Like I said, everything is linked in the description box below. Let me know what you guys think, and if you are new, we are always looking to get as many people in the fold as we can and earn that subscription. So, if you think it's worth it and you help us get the Second Amendment out to the next generation, we would love your consideration and thank you in advance. Now, the sponsor of this video is STI. It's a returning sponsor. These guys are keeping the lights on, and we appreciate it, so we're going to say a quick word from them, and then I'm going to hit it and show you all the frantic nature of the way they're writing. This is great. Now, I know a lot of you out there like to repair and upgrade your own guns. If you're looking for a way to take your hobby to the next level, Sonoran Desert Institute can help. The online programs of STI cover armor courses, gunsmithing, ballistics, woodworking and finishing, shooting, sports management, and more. Plus, all the materials and tools shipped directly to your door. There's never been a better time to use an education that you can actually put to use in your field or your department. And thank you so much to STI. Make sure you check out the link in the description box to find out a little bit more and how it could affect you. But let's dive in. I'm going to show you 4 different articles and look how they word this. This is interesting. All right, let's keep going. Always bring receipts in the description box. All right. Now, this is what I'm going to pull the quotes from for this article, but I'm going to show you 4 different titles. After Supreme Court ruling, it's open season on U.S. gun laws. Let's go to number 2. After Supreme Court ruling, it's open season on U.S. gun laws. The Supreme Court ruling expanded gun rights threatens to upend firearm restrictions across the country as activists wage court battles over issues including age limits and bans on AR-15 style guns. Third one. After Supreme Court ruling, it's open season on U.S. gun laws. The Supreme Court ruling expanding gun rights threatened to upend, almost identical. They're all referencing the AP article. But there's a reason, and my personal favorite, flair for the dramatic on this one, Supreme Court's gun ruling opens the door for gun rights movement. Now, the obvious point here is they're all absolutely correct, because the Bruen decision that just came out did indeed open the door to curtail all of the gun infringements that had taken place. Now, one thing that I want to really highlight here is they're going at this from the angle of gun rights were expanded. That's not what's happened. What happened was Heller and Bruen, those 2 decisions combined, are curtailing infringements on the Second Amendment. They are curtailing gun control. There is a difference when gun control exceeds their constitutional authority and it gets curtailed. That is not a gun right expansion. That is a gun control retraction. Very important distinction. And when you hear that, make sure you offer that as a part of the conversation, because that's what happened. It is not an expansion of gun rights. It is reclaiming gun rights that were taken. Important. All right. Let's dive in, because keep in mind, this is writing to a left-wing audience. Listen to what they're telling them. Washington AP. The Supreme Court ruling expanding gun rights threatens to upend firearm restrictions across the country as activists wage court battles over everything from bans on AR-15 style guns to age limits. All unconstitutional activities. That's right, we're waging war on them because they are unconstitutional and they're being struck down. Check it out. The decision handed down in June already has led one judge to temporarily block a Colorado town from enforcing a ban on the sale and possession of certain semi-automatic weapons. That's in Superior, Colorado. We covered that on this channel. That is a big moment. The first major gun decision in more than a decade, the ruling could dramatically reshape gun laws in the U.S., even as a series of horrific mass shootings pushes the issue back to the headlines. Now, of course, they have to bring in mass shootings. That's how you get the fear and the control. But they do have a valid point there. A certain piece of that is this is the first major decision that's going to upend a lot of gun control infringements on the Second Amendment. Let's keep going. This is crazy. Quote, "The gun rights movement has been given a weapon of mass destruction, and it will annihilate approximately 75% of the gun laws eventually," said Evan Knappen, a New Jersey gun rights attorney. I don't know, Evan. I think 75% is a heck of a number. I can't put a number on it to quantify it, but the point that he's getting to is eventually these infringements with the new ruling and the new standard of decision making from the Bruen decision will unravel a lot, because that thread of the sweater has been pulled and it is coming apart at the seams, and gun controllers know it. Now, Of course, a video on an article about gun control would not be complete without the irony of ironies from a gun control group, i.e. the Brady Group. Check this out. Quote, "We will see a lot of tax dollars and government resources that should be used to stop gun crime being used to defend gun laws that are life-saving and wildly popular," said Jonathan Lowry, chief counsel and vice president at Brady, the gun control group. Notice how they didn't say that were constitutional, that were completely legal. They just said, well, they save lives and they're common sense. And the money, wasteful spending. Okay. When was the last time you heard a leftist or a gun controller or a Democrat say, but the spending is egregious? They are the party of spend. Not to mention Biden, we've done a video on this, Biden has included consistently $5 billion in three different bills or moves across 2 years. Interesting. All that money, but that's not government spending. That's common sense. That's money well spent. But if you're striking down unconstitutional laws, how dare you? That could be used in different ways, and they make sense, and they work, even though they're unconstitutional. Just want to bring that up. Judges should no longer consider whether the law serves public interest like enhancing public safety. The opinion authored by Justice Clarence Thomas said that's the whole difference of interpretation. Instead, they should only weigh whether the law is consistent within the Second Amendment's text and historical understanding. Yes, that's the whole point. That's why it was a watershed moment, a landmark case, because it cut all of their crap. Quote, "Basically, the Supreme Court has given an invitation for the gun lobby to file lawsuits against virtually every gun law in America," Lowry said, "because the gun laws are unconstitutional. This is not about a Supreme Court or anybody expanding gun rights. This is about a Supreme Court upholding and curtailing gun control because you've gone too far. Just because you've had Supreme Court cases and district courts say that you haven't gone too far in the past does not mean that that is the current reflection of the current environment. You have gone too far. Get back behind the line," and that's what you're seeing, and that's why they don't know what to do. Now, this is the interesting part. I want to wrap this up. Adam Skaggs, chief counsel and policy director at Giffords Law Center to Prevent Gun Violence, gun control group, predicted that when the dust settles, only laws along the margins will eventually be struck down. Most judges are going to see these for what they are, which is overreaching and lacking in any merit, he said. Now, ironically, he's talking about lawsuits against gun control laws. In actuality, he's actually defining what gun control laws are. But that little along the margins piece, that's fascinating, because along the margins, in his words, that would be mag bans. That would be AR bans. That would be any type of ban on a specific type of platform or weapon system. That is along the margins. They just aren't telling you what along the margins is. AR bans and mag bans are going back to the district courts across the United States because the difference of interpretation. This is getting big, this is getting spicy, and I hope that you are along for the ride. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below, and I will see you tonight at the 9 p.m. segment. I'm Braden. See you later.